Okay, first up, as usual, we got 6 tracks. We're going to do the song, and then we will go through the lyrics and just do a full dissection, if you will. Okay, we got Deep Dive, track 1.
숨을 참아 쓰러질 때까지 내가 말했잖아 내 정신을 잃어도 정상까지 높이 올라갈수록 숨통을 조여오는 곳 고산평 주변 동료들도 죽어가지 내면에 나와 마주친 차디찬 공간 웃음을 짓고 있는데 왜 울상인 걸까 부실공사처럼 쌓아올린 거짓들은 언제쯤 무너질까 불안을 숨기면서 숨을 참아
Wide awake not getting any sleep yet 떠다니지 조각 같은 불안 It doesn't seem to better yeah 익숙해 이 풍경 난 이 공허 속을 헤엄치는 법을 알고 있지 Diving deep I'm getting closer to this emptiness 지금 난 deep dive 표류해 도시의 밤 좀 공허해 Keeping my gut get used to it 엇갈린 traffic light과 같이 prime time 끝에 기다리지 마음의 소란 짧은 숨을 참고서 다시 deep dive follow 파란 불빛의 짧은 순간 연기와 그림자가 채워 공간 We're just stepping through this room We know we're losing our eyes 욕심에 찰나 이 순간은 진짜 끊어터세 빠르게 we 감지 my body Run away 외면에 홀릴 듯한 내 삶 Run away not getting any sleep yeah 떠다니지 조각 같은 불안 Oh it doesn't seem to better yeah 익숙해 이 풍경 난 이 공허 속을 헤엄치는 법을 알고 있지 Diving deep I'm getting closer to this emptiness 지금 난 deep dive 표류해 도시의 밤 좀 공허해 Keeping my gut get used to it 엇갈린 traffic light과 같이 prime time 끝에 기다리지 마음의 소란 짧은 숨을 참고서 다시 deep dive follow 헤엄치다 down LA Paris 찍고 내 싫은 침대 얼굴을 묶고 숨만 겨우 쉴 때 I just wanna live a life 난 어디쯤에 이걸 어디까지 가 yeah 깊은 밤의 끝에서 잠겨있는 다이버 바보 둥을 치는 이모션 단 난 나도 푸지 못해도 Searching for something 남의 가침을 먹지 더 딥할 것 같지만 Deep diving은 not here
I'm waiting for my neighbor. Do you hear this? Really? Really? It's ATEEZ time. Crying out loud. He's like a Ghostbuster out there with his leaf blower. Jeez. All right. Now, let's focus. Deep dive. All right, let me tell you what I got. Before I get into the lyrics, here's what I got from a sound standpoint. It's track 1 of 6. It's called Deep Dive. Now, I don't know the relevance of the title yet. Henry, I apologize. This is so unprofessional. I think he's got the blower at my window. All right. This song sounds seductive. Now, one of the things that I have said about ATEEZ in the past is that they are the kings of the anti-drop. Now, I think I actually took that from you, or somebody said that, so I can't really take credit for that. But I do agree with it. And I think that statement came because I made a comment about the way that they did the drops kind of offset in Halazia. So that being said, this song being the first track is like their way of saying, We can't give you the whole shebang right up front. We're going to ease you into it. I can't even focus. It's so distracting. I'll agree with Haley, who said this song makes you want to do body rolls. Totally agree. I totally feel that. This feels like, oh, and some of you are going to hate this so much, so much. If you're picturing the scene, this is the point where the two people are coming together and they're about to kiss, but they haven't kissed yet. And they're just kind of right there. And you're just like waiting, and they're, and it's, you just testing the waters. And then right when the build comes and like you're watching their breath wrestling around together and the build comes and then here comes the drop. The drop is like, and they still don't kiss. And you're like, kiss him! Here it comes. Nope, you can't have it yet. No. Car. That's what this song felt like. So that makes me think that somewhere in this next 5 tracks, there's going to be a hell of a bang. Pun intended. This felt very seductive. Let's see what the lyrics say, shall we? This song feels like the car. Yeah. Deep dive. Man, good. Yeah, buddy. All right. Right now, I'm deep diving, drifting away. The city's night feels a little hollow. Keep in mind, you got to get used to it, huh? It's like a mismatched traffic light, prime time. At the end, waiting is the turmoil of the heart. Yo, did I just sum that up? Genius. Holding a short breath, I deep dive again. Alone. Hold up, fix on. Holding my breath until I collapse. I told you, even if I lose my mind, I'll reach the summit. The higher I go, the thinner the air gets, like altitude sickness. Even my companions fade away. A cold space where I face my inner self. I'm smiling, but why does it look like I'm crying? Like shoddy construction, the lies I've built up, when will they crumble? Huh. Hiding my anxiety, I hold my breath. Wide awake, not getting any sleep, floating like pieces of unease. It doesn't seem too bad. I've grown used to this scenery. In this emptiness, I know how to swim through it. Diving deep, I'm getting closer to this emptiness. Damn. Wow. The flaring light lasts only a short moment. Smoke and shadows fill the space. Would you step into this room with lower lows than higher highs? Remember, fleeting moments turn to toxic obsession. Quickly wrapping around my body, run away, avoid the hypnotic neon sign. Swimming, I reached LA. Damn. After stopping by Paris, my reality is back in bed. Burying my face, barely catching my breath, I just want to live a real life. Where I am now and how far will I go? At the end of a deep night, I'm a diver submerged, struggling with emotions, unable to resolve even one. Searching for something, every day I'm left drowning again. I said I couldn't go deeper, but here I am, deep diving all night here. Wow. This feels like an onion. Now, you know I don't do fruit, but when I say it feels like an onion, I mean it feels extremely layered. It feels like there's a whole bunch of layers to this that, yeah, layers, right? Because like there's like on one side of the coin, it feels like there's this very, we're getting an expression of one side of the story, like one person's or one side of the story where they're expressing what they go through, what they're experiencing, what their concerns are. And then we're also getting these little flickers of the bigger picture. Holding my breath. Let me just tell you what screams out at me. Holding my breath until I collapse. Altitude sickness. Inner self. The lies I've built up. Holding my breath. Gotta get used to it. Fleeting moments turn to toxic obsession. Wow. Emptiness. Drifting away. Gotta get used to it. Reality. Struggling. Drowning. I said I couldn't go deeper, but here I am deep diving all night here. Yo. Ooh. Initially, when I said that it feels like from an auditory standpoint, it feels like that moment, right? Where somebody said this and I'm going to take it because I've used it before and I always get a kick out how much it makes you squirm. It feels like musical edging. Okay. That was for JoJo. But it doesn't, lyrically, it doesn't feel that way because we're not talking about two people going head to head. It feels like the same, just not moving. There's a stagnation there. And the song expresses what's being put out here lyrically, where I said I couldn't go deeper, but here I am deep diving all night right here. Like there's just no coming up. I'm literally stuck right here and I just can't seem to move. So the same way that I talked about this almost happening, but not, you're almost there. I'm so close. That's what this feels like, but emotionally, not physically, emotionally. Wow. The fact that they can do that with just the music itself is one of the main reasons that I love these cats. All right, so what do you got? Let me see what you have to say. What are your 2 cents here? No musical edging before breakfast. All right. Heather, eat some breakfast and then we'll talk. Interesting. Huh. Harry says it feels very similar to when BTS described Fame, like a hot air balloon ride that was fun at first, but then went higher and higher and out of control. Interesting. So you think it's about the fame? Well, actually, that's not what you said. You just said it feels similar. Okay. And I feel like this line right here would support that theory. Fleeting moments turn to toxic obsession. If this is describing Fame and where they came from, there was that exciting moment in the beginning where you had, fans, spotting them in a Kroger, and it was like, oh, I got recognized today. That's kind of exciting. But then eventually that escalates to this toxic obsession where you can't even leave the house without security. You know what I mean? So that would kind of make sense. The pressures of fame, the references to LA and Paris. Okay, that makes sense. References to specific career stuff with the locations. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm super excited. I'm yelling at you. Have there been, like, without getting into the details, because it doesn't really matter, but have there been like incidences in Paris and LA that they personally have experienced that you think they're mentioning? Or are you just saying like these cities in general because they've toured there? They have a lot of LA connections. They trained there pre-debut. Most of them went to fashion weeks in Paris and Milan this summer. The times of huge tours and then the downs of off-tour circuit work. Oh, that's really interesting, Mog. I hadn't thought of that. Huh. Wow. So kind of the ebbs and flows of fame, maybe. Okay. Emotional memories for them. Very interesting. Okay. So if right now our current theory is that some of this lyrically and leaf blower wise is maybe talking about their fame and their experience so far as idols, let's see if that carries on in any way through the rest of the album. Okay, next up, I think this is a short one coming up, if I saw that correctly. Track 2. Okay, this is called Scene 1, Value.
Great minds think alike, and only we can see the true vision. Great minds think alike, and only we can see the true vision. Great minds think alike, and only we can see the true vision. Great minds think alike, and only we can see the true vision.
Huh, okay. Let me go back to that. Come on, buttons! Gosh! All right, I'm totally gonna listen to that again. I can definitely feel the picture that I think is happening. Let me do it again, because I got some accordion. I've got the lighter, lighting a cigar or a cigarette maybe. Old transistor radio. This feels like an old film noir, like an old black and white detective movie almost. Like a murder mystery.
Great minds think alike, and only we can see the true vision. Great minds think alike, and only we can see the true vision. Great minds think alike, and only
this is really interesting. Let me tell you what they did here that I don't think you realize. And I totally think this is deliberate. So first of all, the song is, and I just realized this as I saw it, the song is called Scene 1. So they're setting a stage, they're building a picture in some way for something new. Scene 1, value. Okay, value, we'll set that aside. But what's interesting is we went from deep dive, and I talked about how, like, you can't, like, there's going to come a point in the album where there's just this bang that happens, right? Now, I don't think that this part here where the switch happens is the bang. I don't. But I do think it is a bookmark that needs to be paid attention to for a couple reasons. One, they are audibly painting a picture for us to pay attention to. Okay, they're giving us clues or telling us something. But what is friggin' fascinating and really clever, we are given this, like, I think some of you agreed, it feels like an old film, right? You can almost hear the reel. It feels like, but we've got this old radio or an old speaker, and let's see. And you can hear the radio is distorted. That's what makes me think it's like an old time radio, like AM, a transistor radio. And a lot of times, because of the age and the technology at the time, the speakers were very, very poor. Okay, they worked. It was amazing technology at the time, but compared to now, where you can specifically pick out instruments among 30, very different time. Right? So the sound coming through the speaker is very distorted in a way, okay? When we go to this part with the strings and the accordion, there comes the point where we kind of cut that and then we go into this modern feel, but the voice and all of the voice is distorted to create a line of match to go back to this radio. So we don't want to create two different scenes. You still want to connect them in some way. Some type of lace that goes through all of it that still keeps it compartmentalized. So they add this distortion onto the voice, and then they take all of the volume of everything that happens after that cut, and they push it up by like 8 decibels, okay? So listen to the volume here, and then listen to it once the voices come in. Right now, we're sitting at negative 20 decibels. Ooh.
Great minds think alike, and only we can see the truth.
And now we're at negative 3. So we went up 17 decibels from that part.
Great minds think alike, and only we can see the true vision. Great minds think alike, and only we can see the true vision. Great minds think alike, and only we can see the true vision. Great minds think alike, and only we can see the true vision.
Damn, that is beautiful. The only lyric is great minds think alike, and only we can see the true vision. That smashing of those low piano keys is so satisfying. I'll tell you one more piece that I picked up on, and I'm wondering if this, I don't think it's lore related because you didn't mention anything lore-wise about the first one, so I'm wondering if this is going to be a new direction by this scene 1 piece, right? When the strings come in, after the radio bit ends, you can hear someone humming like a composer. So that makes me wonder if they're also trying to express this level of we are in control. We are the ones making the calls here. Nobody else. We are the conductors of this path. What are your thoughts? I'm super curious to hear what you have on this one. Oh, the humming makes you think pirate. Oh, that's interesting. Very interesting. Huh. And the piano, huh? Wow. Vasha, this is only the second track of 6. Yeah, I know the pirate theme is big ATEEZ. I hadn't thought of that. That's interesting. I could kind of see that. I could see that. That would make sense. Haunted Dark Mansion. Yeah, I think Haley, you mentioned it has that same kind of feel as Dimash, When I've Got You. Totally agree. Okay. Interesting. You think it also feeds into the next track, which is Ice on My Teeth, and it fits the vibe of the video too. Really? Okay. Okay. It's like an intro for the title track. Okay. So scene 1 value. I'm going to jot down maybe there's a new chapter, a new direction. I think that there's a level of control, or they are the conductors maybe. I think there's some kind of reference to old versus new, maybe something classic, but being brought into a new era. If we take the references to the old, like the first half of this track has all of these very vintage items and pieces to it, but then it goes into this newer, harder piece that still kind of pays homage to that classic feel, but it's a new era. That's how I feel. That's what my gut says.
Minds think alike, and only we can see the true vision. Great minds think alike.
See, and that lyric, it's the only lyric in the whole song, totally goes with the idea of them being the conductors or the composers. Great minds think alike, and only we can see the true vision. Ooh.